Hello everybody, it's Kyle here back again with, of course, more Factory Town. So we're going to just jump right back in it, continue our world. I'm going to learn about chutes apparently, because I don't know how those work. I guess I can disable launch tips at this point. I remember from last time that I actually... Oh, they changed the highlight effects. Interesting. Kinda like it. It's different, so I'll have to get used to it. But it's kinda neat. I turned this blocker on and never turned it back off, so these have not been producing anything. It doesn't seem to have mattered too much, but it has reduced our happiness substantially since we were selling cloth. And I know also last time when I got off, I said that I was going to build a meat factory, but I think I am going to jump ahead of that right now and finally start tearing apart some of this and build an assembly line for assembly lines, conveyor belts now. Delete a bunch of these workers who are just running around all over the place, and then get rid of this mess that I have going on here. I think that'll make life better in the long run. So, let's begin the deletion process. These people are going to be very upset with me deleting everything, so... need to get rid of the wagon workers. For now, I'll keep one farm with a barn, with the barn stuck to it, because I think that it will be likely that I will require more wheat in the future for various farm planting needs, so I want to make sure that I have some in safe store. I'm actually going to delete this, so I could run into some issues, but I don't think I will as far as not having manure. I should have an essentially unlimited supply of it. Well, I've got how many hundreds in the assembly line currently, so we're good on that front. I guess I can delete all of this and just start fresh. So, ooh, I don't want to delete that. Okay, I'll need to keep the barn with the actual words there hard. With the conveyor belts I currently have in them until I get the new assembly line up and running. Currently, assembly lines will require stone, which I can't automate, so I will have to take that into consideration in how I design my system, but I know currently we have a huge inventory of stone in this section, or this area right here, that I will gladly pull from. Actually looking at this and wondering if I built this too tall that I can't. Should be able to build something that comes out above it, and then I don't have to delete the coal deposits. Hello, S. Grimes, what is up with you? Not much is up with me. I suppose I should actually answer the question that you pose. Just started streaming, playing Factory Town. It's an assembly line game, I love it a lot. Alright. Finish trashing this. Alright, these guys might get upset, but they'll be fine. Do I want to tear down this assembly line at this point? Probably. I don't think I need these workers doing this. And I can delete these footpaths around the base as well. Okay. Oh, another thing I forgot from last time is this isn't actually pulling anything out of it. I guess, there's no way to filter a grabber to not grab a specific resource, so I don't really know how to fix that, but oh well. Get rid of the silos. Scribble over all the ground until everything is deleted. Okay. Then I'll actually unpause the game to see how many NPCs just lose their absolute mind. You should see a bunch of ellipses popping up everywhere, like after you make a bad joke. And then we can trash these workers because I am done with them, and I would like to free up their potential so I can put them in buildings where they provide more use. Okay. Come on. Just like clicking on a bunch of trees, can't really get my workers. Just like completely hidden. What? I didn't delete him? What? I can't get him. Alright, I think I got him. No? I don't understand. I have to like delete this resource to get this worker. I can't delete the resource because the worker's in the way. There we go. Okay. Why won't it let me delete him? Go here. I've created just a ghost worker, I guess. Is there anything I can do about this? Because like I can click on him, but it won't let me get rid of him. Oh gosh, it's the same thing with this too. Maybe I have to delete more resources? Oh geez, I just carved into the side of the hill by mistake. Come on. So I've discovered a bug already in today's stream. I'll like tell this worker to do a thing and then go drop off the wood at the base. Same with you. Alright, now I can get rid of them. No, I still can't. They're uninteractable. Okay, once I guess I'll tell okay. Let me save. Let me quit the desktop, or rather quit the main. And then continue. And then hopefully I can delete them now. Okay, there you go. So I just had to reload a little bit. Alright. So everything else should be making some sense. And my assembly line is jammed up because it's fighting to fit multiple resources. Okay, but that's fine. Let me give these guys some more footpath to work with. Beautiful. Okay, so now, first and foremost, what I need to do is build a little... I want to build like a stockpile of wood and planks. So to do that, we can finally use a forester, which we've had unlocked for a while, but I've been putting off building because they require red coins. So, where's a good place? I could just put it way out here. Kinda makes sense because I will be working from this area, bringing resources in over the trees and stone. But at the same time, I don't plan on working from this. So I guess honestly I should put it closer to my base because it's going to represent resources that I'm using. So let's have it face this way, and then I need to. Why do I have? Oh, I've deleted every single lumber mill, so I've locked all of my chutes and stuff. Okay, that's amazing. Select recipe. Wood requires 2 seconds. How long does a lumber mill take to turn wood into planks? Which way do I want to have this face? Let me build this direction, actually. Just unlock everything a second time because I replaced it. Okay, takes 3 seconds and 2 wood. So technically speaking, one forester will not outproduce a lumber mill, but obviously once the lumber mill has produced the maximum amount of planks that I set it to build, then it will. So, first things first, build a chute, and then I will build a second offset one, but I will have my, oh my gosh, it's going to tell me all these things are new again. Yeah. one silo here. And then I'm gonna want to flatten this ground out because I plan on using chutes and I don't have to build 1,000 grabbers. Tools, flatten down. Okay. It's a little wider than I needed to, but that's fine. This will be where I put my barn, I think. Okay. So, we can do the lovely daisy chain of silos. And honestly, because I made this wider, I might as well utilize all that space. And in turn, allow me to have a wild stockpile of planks for use at any time, and then my barn will go there. Buildings, barn, and then how many, actually let me put this pusher down or else I'll forget about it. How much of a stockpile of regular planks do I want? Probably only need a couple hundred. So let's do this and then place another barn right here. So then, that'll be a 400 stockpile of regular wood. And gotta make sure this... Oh, of course, I can't use that for the actual planks. I have to use conveyors for the planks. Which is nice, because I won't have to right-click as much. Can't build on uneven terrain. Excuse me? Oh my gosh, this entire... Please don't tell me this is all on a different level. I think it was just that one. I should be able to solve this. Hopefully. Okay. There. And then, very nice and quickly build a large potential setup. That's the wrong direction. I'll decorate it too once I get this set up, but in order to get my forester working, I need to use tree planter. So it could be like, shit, I deleted my barn that had all of the fertilizer in it, but I had a second, I forgot about the second stockpile. Oh, big do I need this to be? I guess I'll just do this. It'll kind of cut off base access on one side, but that's fine. I shouldn't really need to access my base much at this point. I should probably actually plant trees. I think they're at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then once these actually grow... Actually, I think I have auto-manage resources turned off, so I'll probably have to tell it to collect wood. No. It just is confused. Okay, there we go. So, this should be good, this should be good. Once these grow, we'll start seeing some output, and we have, what, 39,000 coins, so we should be good for a while on that, unless I could do 2 in 2 seconds and then increase plank throughput, but it's not a big concern right now, so I guess I won't worry about it. Meantime, let's add a nice fence around this. It's gonna be like halfway in the ground. I don't think I'm gonna be able to place. Oh, I am. Okay. Alright. And obviously I have to build this high enough so I can put a lamp on it, because I have to have lamps on every single thing. Beautiful. Alright. Decor, fences, actually can't build here? No, it's just being weird. What do I want to do about that, since there's not a silo there? I guess I'll just throw down a block there and call it good. Beautiful. Now add some lamps and some potted plants. Alright, so you can see these trees wiggling, so the forester is doing its job, and we should start seeing planks come out and slowly make their way over here as they teleport through the mess of... You can see it like spit out and then just vanishes, and I don't even know if the stream's running at a high enough frame rate to be able to see it just whip through all of these. It's pretty funny though. Okay. Decor. This is all the decor options, and they should add some more decor options. That's what I want. That would make the city builder aspect of this more legitimate if it had more decoration items. Okay, so now we'll start to see, after a very long amount of time, all of this will fill up, and then we will have tons and tons of... Actually, let me make the wood the priority, since it's less likely that we'll use it, but when we use it, we'll need it. And I'll actually crank this up for now, even though I don't really need that much throughput, but it'll make life easier in the long run. Okay. So it's going to fill up this first with raw wood, and you can see, because it's going into a shared inventory, this count is going up. And that means we'll actually be able to plant more tree farms, which is going to be valuable. So, next step on the cloth assembly line. Let me hilariously just build a bunch of workers to harvest these apples and get them out of the way. Alright, this will do as a wild overkill on harvesting. Because we've got to get rid of these apple trees, and I won't stand for them not being put to use by being sold to my town. It'd be sinful. Oops. Of course, I am going to regret this after they're done being harvested, because then I'm going to have to delete all of these people, but that's beside the point. Apple trees are interesting, actually, in that you don't use farms to collect from them, you actually use foresters to collect from them, which makes sense. They're trees, but you wouldn't necessarily think that at first glance, because at least I associate the farms with actually producing like food and stuff. What's going on with this? Why is this backed up? Seems to be going okay. There's actually like a chance that it's not getting enough water, so I guess I'll give these each their own line. Okay. Let me delete this and put it on the other side just so it's... I don't know, I'll feel better about it that way. Okay. Now that we got the whole cheese situation sorted last time, it seems like we're not overflowing these with as many items now. They're still overflowing, but not quite so much. Except one of these is like getting less milk than the rest. Which I guess is my own fault, because I set the system up so it wouldn't evenly distribute it, but at this point, it's too far gone. I don't think it's actually even producing a surplus at this point. Seems like the bread definitely is, but I'll deal with that at a different point. It hasn't been running too long in reality since I messed with it last, so it is hard to say definitively if it's doing its job correctly or not. Since I am going to be messing with things that involve iron, let me get a couple people doing this, making sure I'm always stocked up on resources. So I don't want to... Yeah, I've already used, like... To be fair, most of my iron is being spent on building fucking lamps, but... I'm fine with it. This assembly line is actually busy right now. Oh, it's because the silos require stone, of course. Okay, so this is almost full. So even though our shared inventory says we only have 217 wood, our functional stockpile will be closer to 400 because as we draw from this, we just have to wait for these to output back into the shared inventory. And then we'll start stockpiling in the barn. And then as we use the resources, they will be pulled from the base first, I believe. And then they'll start using this, I think. Hello, Marmimis. Sorry, Marmy. Okay. So, how are these trees coming along? Did I probably overestimate or underestimated the amount of time it would take to have this many people gather all of them without giving them a shoot? So I guess if I want to get rid of these quickly, I need to actually do it efficiently. Okay. Let's build them a chute to get their stuff there quickly. And I'll build a setup on both sides so they don't have to fight. Although, of course, these ones are going to have to walk up faster. Or walk up further because there's a ramp here. Actually, this is going to be really stupid, but what if I just use silos and have them deliver it to a silo? And then have the silos output onto conveyors. I haven't tried this yet, but I think it'll work. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Tools. No, that's not what I want. Buildings. Silo. Will all output into additional silos that bring them onto the bona fide official path. And these trees won't know what hit them. I wonder, because I haven't really tried this much, if your workers, because silos are considered local storage, if the workers will go to the specific one I told them, or if they'll go to any of them like they would with other things. I got one little guy who's still going. Get out of here. Wow, look at that synchronization, beautiful. Okay. Shoot, get a grabber, and do the same thing over this way. Oh, I'm a fool, I didn't build a ramp. It's not gonna go fast. Gotta go fast. I'll just do this. It's not what I wanted. I think I deleted, yep, I deleted more than I wanted also. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we should be in business. Now I think this goes uphill at some point. Yes. Although in reality I don't really... Let me just make this go up. Because I don't want to obscure travel. Okay. Here we go. Now I can reasonably build a ramp. Is that gonna work or would that be too high? I think that's too high. So I can only really do that. Oh, it looks awful, but this is theoretically a temporary assembly line that I'm already putting more effort into than I should be. Should be able to get a straight shot. Honestly, I could just throw it down onto this line. Or better yet, have it go into that silo. Think that's tall enough? Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, the Super Slide Extreme. Beautiful. Just get some grabbers so that the line actually works. And we should start seeing apples come through here at the speed of light. Here they come. Look at them go. Yeah. Beautiful. Of course, now this assembly line's gonna get backed up because the apples are gonna take all of it. Alright, but that should go through relatively quickly, I think. Oh no, I broke one of the... Now, he's gonna be out of sync. How did I even do that? What a catastrophe. What are these guys? Oh yeah, they're getting potatoes, so I can get rid of them because they are done. Carrot boys, you can continue taking carrots, but take them to the barn instead. Alright. How are my beautiful apple workers going? Alright, these trees are like getting pretty close to depleted. In the meantime, let me look at this and see what's going on with these guys. I feel like at some point I'm going to need to optimize these shoots, but hopefully by that point I'll have mines and I won't have to worry about it. Although I am chewing through this resource pretty quickly, to the extent where my fence is no longer going to keep them at bay. I want to actually modify this so that all of the material is within the fence. Beautiful. And this side is still okay. I mean, I don't really need the fence. I'm not having issues with pathfinding like I sometimes do, but still. Otherwise, it looks like it's going okay. Obviously, we need some lamps so that they can see what they're doing. Alright, these guys are nearly done here. These trees are just about depleted, and then all of my people will be very sad. Oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? Okay. Delete, 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 delete. Okay. And same with the silos. Now I can trash this assembly line that I built for a pretty limited reason. And I'll actually have to wait on the apples since they are still feeding out of the system. I really hope that that didn't just delete some scaffold from the other part of the assembly line. It looks okay. This is almost done. It's getting there. This one is like over full as well. And of course, what? I'm producing more juice than the town can drink. Is that the case with anything else? I don't think so. I think we're good on the other fronts. But we're only fulfilling 2 needs right now. I don't feel like, as I mouse over, you can see the wheat grains need is not full up like it is for pretty much everyone else, so I feel like there's a risk that as we expand the town, my sandwiches will not be enough. but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. How are these doing? Okay, so this system is relatively full. Alright, so this is done. Delete this part of the line, and then at this point, it's just back to doing what it was doing. It just has to get through its backlog. Alright, now we can actually begin. So, I have stone to make assembly lines. I will also need planks, and I will need cloth. Now, I want to build a large stockpile of assembly or of cloth conveyor belts because you use them a lot. That being said, where the fuck is this flour coming from? Oh, of course, this is pulling because this is grabbing grain, but this is not specifying what it's grabbing. I guess I'll tell it to grab carrots because right now it's the only thing I want it to grab. Whatever. I got distracted. I want to have a large stockpile of cloth conveyors, but they do actually satisfy a need of the villagers, which if I mouse over here you can see that the general store accepts them and that they are worth 22 gold and fulfill the gadget need. So if we go here, we can scroll down to the gadget section and they only fulfill 40%. That sucks. Like, do I want to sell them? Maybe just have it sell excess wood wheels? It's hard to say because otherwise the cloth is going to pile up too. I can actually consider making a warm coat assembly line because that will give us blue coins and fulfill clothing need as well, but I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, so let me, for the time being, just focus on one assembly line. That is the assembly line to build assembly lines. And for now, let me flatten down this area so that it's all level. It doesn't need to be completely level, but I prefer it when it is, because it's easier to work with. Except of course it's going to build like a ravine here. Or a cliff, rather. It's the opposite of a ravine. Though I guess a ravine has cliffs in it. Okay, almost there. I'm just like carved into the wall there, and now it's not nice and smooth. Oh well. Alright, now I've got plenty of space to work with. Holy shit, that looks awful. Let's change this a little bit. I'm okay with it being a little bit janky, as long as it doesn't look like it did right there. Okay. Alright. It's a little more natural now. Okay. It's still terrible, but just don't look directly at it and you'll be fine. So, we've got the stone. We'll need to build another forester and get that set up with trees and get it to start producing planks. That being said, let me work a little bit backwards. We'll need... What is this guy's problem? Go get some motherfucking carrots. I need to look at a workshop. Where do I have a workshop? Do I even have any workshops currently? I have to because I am using cloth. Workshop. Select recipe. The wood wheel takes 5 seconds and takes 2 planks. 2 planks take 3 seconds. Just trying to figure out how many of the wheels I want to actually make. Because I do want a pretty high throughput of this. I guess 4 seconds is our baseline, because that's how long it takes to actually produce one. So, 2 wheels take 5 seconds with 2 lines. But then I would need So in order to shave off 1 second, would an additional workshop be sufficient? I think the answer is yes, because then that's 3 wheels in 5 seconds. So if I scale it down to 4 seconds, that would still be greater than 2 wheels. I'm trying to do like proportions in my head, and I can't remember how to do it. So 3 over 5 is equal to x over 4. It would be 2.4 wheels per operation of time, which is sufficient. So I need to build enough. Need to build a large enough infrastructure to fill the needs of 3 workshops. So let's start by putting the workshops here. I'm trying to think, because I'm going to have stone feeding out this direction. But yeah, I might as well have the workshops here so that they can be in roughly the same vicinity. Can I safely build that close to the iron without there being issues? There's no real reason to, so I might as well move shit. Okay. In fact, let me scoot out further because I'm realizing I need space for trees. Although, I could be real cheeky and build my foresters and then build my workshops above my foresters. And that's what I'm gonna do. So, 3 wheels, or 3... So I need to produce 6 planks in 5 seconds. How long does a lumber mill take to make a plank? 3 seconds. So, 6 wheels in 5 seconds. Gosh. So 6 wheels is 12 planks. But this takes 1 2/3 times, or can do 1 2/3 in the amount of time. My brain is melting. So 12 divided by 1 2/3. I need a calculator. 12 divided by... What is it? I guess that'd be 5/3. 7.2. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with that number. I'm getting lost. Is that how many lumber bills I need? I'm just gonna go with 4 for now. No, 4 won't work. That is how many I need. So 8 is the smallest quantity I can do. But then it will take 12 foresters to fulfill 8 sawmills. So let me throw down 12 foresters, which I am not producing nearly enough red coins to adequately fulfill. So maybe we should scale this back and not worry about producing it at full speed. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I'll do it like this. Plant a whole bunch of trees. Okay. Looks like there's a little bit of a hill in here. Shit, I'm out of fertilizer. I'm not really out of fertilizer, just have to wait for it to actually feed into the barn. That's a little annoying. It's not going as quickly as I would have hoped that it would. Is there a way that I can speed that up, given my current system? I feel like I've probably... Yeah, it's jammed too much in there to really do that. Yeah, maybe not. It's the dumbest thing. Can do this, and then just go over these other things. Then have it just drop back down, and it should be at the correct level. That will double the throughput of fertilizer that already exists in the system. Okay, that'll fill up my barn faster for the times when I am using it. Obviously, it's not a great solution because once that silo runs out, then we're in the same boat we were in, but it'll work for now. Alright, I'll actually plant trees. You know what? I'm gonna have the same problem with this as well, so I guess I will mimic the system I just built, except do it here. I can actually speed it up even more here from the way that I set this up. Okay, so now my shared inventory of planks should restock very quickly. That's not what I need. Plant tree. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, the barn fills back up real quickly. That is nice, I like that. Alright, and we should just be able to plant all of these, and then soon enough these will all be happy. Okay. Pretty sure I said I needed 12 foresters to do this. 12 foresters for 8, so I've scaled it down by 1/3, but 8 does not proportionately go into... Oh, it'd be 6, okay. I don't want to set up 6 sawmills so that they are all able to receive things from here. Because if I do 4, I need 1 1/3 logs from each of these. How do I distribute that third in a nice way? Because that if I do... So I can have 1 1 feed into... I feel like I need these inside ones to be split. Let me just go ahead and build a couple of... oh gosh. Look at the trees grow! Build a couple of, whatever the hell they're called, sawmills above these, and then I can kind of problem solve it from there. I need to go up 1 more block. I just engulfed that scaffolding, holy shit. Alright, those are level. That one's too tall. Is that the same? Okay, no, that is high enough. We'll go a little overboard right now. I gotta make it nice and supported. Bam, 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 bam. Alright. So, the ultimate question is, how do I go about splitting all of this? I don't even know. I might have to delete some trees because I don't know if I can get the resources out of these foresters with the way that it's structured currently. So let me delete the trees directly in front of each one. That'll give me a little bit more space to work with, and I'll hopefully be able to figure it out from there. So let me look at this one, because I might not even need as many trees as I have. have a sneaking suspicion I might actually need more trees, but whatever. I'm gonna clear out all of this, even though I just placed it, because I'm realizing it's a little more taxing to work with than I thought. Okay, so now I actually have space to draw a resource out of these. And I'll probably want to use silos. So let me get those set up. I'll use scaffold blocks instead. Alright, I deleted one of those down there, but whatever. Silos. Now chutes. And last but not least, I will need grabbers. Again, we shouldn't run into issues, but I'm going to want to set all of these to be filtered to only draw logs, just in case something goes terribly wrong. Alright. Okay, so these silos will start filling up, but now let me place down these 6 lumber mills. I want to space them out because I'm going to need space to work. I guess where I place these last ones will make or break how I distribute the resources. Also, I can't make it completely perfectly centered anyway, so I guess I'll do it like this. Alright, assign all of these to be planks. Alright, so the easiest thing will be, so everything needs at least 1. And then I guess I only have to figure out how to split these. I have to figure out how to split one silo 3 ways, and then the other silos just need to have 1 item feeding into them. So I think that'll be simple enough. And for the sake of... why can't I build this? Needs support block, okay. Because I want this to be up in the air a bit, in case I need to build. But it's already up in the air, isn't it? Okay, fine, whatever, it'll work. So, put all this here. That way I can... honestly, let me preemptively build the correct type of scaffold over these so I don't accidentally clog them later down the line. Alright. This is an excessive scaffold system, but probably necessary. Alright. Grab cloth conveyor belt. So, the outside ones will obviously feed into the outside one machines, and then I'll use these to feed into these ones. So now let me grab more grabbers. Gonna go to sleep, Marmy? Alright, see you around. Have a nice evening. So pull out of here, and we should start to see more trees wiggle. As the foresters will start going at it again. I definitely am gonna need more trees. Let me go ahead and add an extra layer right now. You know what, iron ore deposit, you can stay, I won't destroy you. Buildings, no. Farming. Farm tile, nope, that's not what I want. Tree planter. So hopefully ensure that we don't ever hit a point where we've used all of the trees in the system. But you can see there's a lot of short ones, so I'm concerned about it. Nope, we're already running a not efficient system. Or rather, not full capacity. Okay. Throw all this down. Alright. You know what, let's turn these to stone so they look nice. Nice and powerful. Like, this massive structure is anchored and not a complete architectural anomaly. Okay, so, now the difficult part. Distributing this 3 ways without jamming up the existing systems. I don't think it'll actually be as hard as I think now that I look at it, because this might be too tall. Let me try this and see if I can pull. No, I already know that that's too tall. Okay, so the first block, I guess, is going to have to be a ramp. Then, alright, so we're up here. So now I need to make it split 3 ways. Can I build over the silo, or is the silo in the way? The silo is in the way. So that could pose some design issues, because I need to split this. Maybe if I go sideways, if I build on this side. Do that. Alright. So I feel like there's a chance I'll need to have more lines running around. So, I need to build a splitter that has 3 viable options. One that goes this way. What if... Okay, I think I know what I want to do. In fact, I don't even need to go up now at this point. I can just go out from here, which is ideal. So, there's our output. One valid path will be straight, and that straight path will feed into this one. One valid path will be right. That will feed into this far one. And then one path will be, I guess, relative to the direction, it'll be left, and that will feed into this one. So it'll actually feed opposite of how they currently are rigged. So let me throw down a splitter and a grabber. These are grabbing. Okay, yep. Why did I use conveyor belts? These aren't planks yet. Alright, let me use chutes, because life will be better if I use chutes. Alright. I can remember which ones I had going where. Alright. Okay, I think that's correct. Yes, that is correct. Grabbers. Bam, bam, bam. And again, I'll filter these to wood at this point just so I can remember what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Okay. So, I guess I can use a ramp then if I would like. I don't think it's going to impact much because of the splitter, but straight and have it go to this. another straight, and then right, and one that goes that way. And then a grabber, and a splitter. That is a sorter, a splitter. Click this, we should see an even distribution, which we do. Okay, good. Next, repeat this on the other side. And set this filter. Okay. So we'll start with our turn. And this one, and this one. Okay, so alright, everything looks like it's going correctly at this point. And that should mean that my foresters will produce planks, or produce wood and supply the sawmills at the same rate that they chew it up. Next, feeding all of this into workshops. So I'm making 3 planks, making 6 planks in 3 seconds. I think that's what I needed, wasn't it? Whatever. It takes 2 planks to make a wagon wheel, so I have to... Okay, so this... I'll just make... What's in my mind? So, together in one 3-second span, these lumber mills will produce enough planks to make 1 wagon wheel. But I knew I did my math wrong somewhere. I've like dramatically increased the output over what I need it to be, I'm pretty sure, to produce wagon wheel or conveyors at max efficiency, but let me think. So if I'm producing 6 in 3 seconds, so 6 planks in 3 seconds is equal to x planks in 5 seconds. So 30, it's equal to 10 planks in 5 seconds, which is equal to 5 wagon wheels. So I need 5 workshops, question mark? Yes. How do I turn 6 into 5? I don't know if I can do that efficiently with the tools at my disposal, because I can really only split things by halves and thirds. And it's not... mentally it's not connecting with me how I need to do that. That's a tough one. Because this will produce too many. I guess what I can do is I can run 6 workshops inefficiently, which is probably the easiest course of action. And I probably want to go up again and just keep stacking vertically to keep my footprint down and to make this just more ridiculous than it already is. Let me clear out some excess scaffold right now. And with that, I might actually be able to place more trees on the lowest level, since that's the only place you can put trees anyway, but that's beside the point. Did I clear out all of the extra scaffold? I think so. So my ground level is my ground level. I don't foresee myself putting more down there. Let me add trees. Looks like there's some more places I can build, but I don't think I could actually place trees there. So I'm not going to try. And just build in the areas that can see the sky. Alright, so now I need 6 workshops, and I need to go up another layer. 4. This is how you build a factory. Alright, and just like last time, I'll build some scaffold over it, but I don't necessarily need to go like this. Honestly, realistically, if I'm just building it over the existing system, I could just place it over them currently. Let's see, how is this wide enough that I could actually fit 6? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm like 1 block. Okay. Yeah, no. I guess I should design it in a way so like output plank, silo. Because in order to get it up to that high, it's going to take a couple trips in a silo. Output, silo, input. And I guess I might as well just literally copy what's going on. Okay. Buildings. Okay, workshop. Okay. Interesting. Is there a height cap, or is it just because I am running into the lumber mill? I think it is because I'm running into the lumber mill. So I am going to delete the lumber mills, place my workshops, and then replace my lumber mills. Gotta make sure I'm actually putting in the right spot. It's a little hard to see. Okay, lumber mills. Click on all these gears and get the recipes going again. Noticing my town is at like a dead exact 40% happiness, which I guess makes sense because that's all I'm producing enough for. Some of these saturations are getting real low, which is a little disconcerting. I guess perhaps maybe we're at the point where bread is not surplus. I mean, it's going down, so I guess it's not perfect. Eventually we'll hit equilibrium, but then we might actually have to consider scaling. Well, we can't really scale this up. We'll have to design another line that just produces something else. Honestly, it's like sandwiches are good and all, but they have such a massive footprint. 2 times 20 makes perfect sense. The sandwiches have such a massive footprint that we could probably get away with using bread to saturate that need. Cheese? Meat? Yeah, I need to do cheese and meat. Those are next on my to-do list, but I want to get this assembly line to produce cloth conveyors before I get back into that. I'm probably going to do meat next because meat stew is pretty easy, and I made sure to build some barns with carrots and potatoes as a shared inventory so I can get those farms set up. Which reminds me though, I plan on using cotton for this. Milk and fish, yeah, I guess you're right. I do need though, the red coins, because raw fish is amazing. I haven't tried building boats. I have them unlocked, but I'm trying to think. Also, my fish is like way over here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like the only fish I have. Straight out of the lake into the market. Can they go on chutes? It seems a little ridiculous, but it'd be hilarious if they could. What was I doing with this? Oh yeah. Actually, I probably only need... I love chutes. Chutes are my favorite, even though they're not always the greatest. Might actually be able to fit these silos without having to build it weird. I think if I do that, alright, let me grab the silo. That's not a silo. Okay, yes, I can pull from there, and then I need a conveyor. Okay, so conveyor in, conveyor out. And some grabbers. It's a scaffold ramp. Fish will not go on chutes, okay. Good to know. Alright, is this working? Am I getting... Okay, yes, this is working. So then I can use this area. And then we'll also have the benefit of making this look a little more natural. In the area where I live, we actually have a thing called a fish ladder, which is essentially a chute for fish, I guess. It's so salmon can travel. There's like dams in the river, and it's so salmon can travel around it, or trout, I guess. But it's kind of funny to think of that as like a chute for fish. What am I doing? I need a conveyor, not a grabber. Okay, so put that there. And put that there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is crazy to think that like man-made lakes, because like at our apartment complex, it's got a man-made lake and there's fish that live in there, and it's crazy to think that there are people whose job it is to literally just put fish there. Seems like it'd be fun, although river fish are a lot more intimidating than like the tropical fish you put in your fish tank. A lot floppier. I think I'm almost where I need to be. Did I do this correctly on this side? I did, okay. I feel like building vertically in this game is kind of cheating, but at the same time, I don't know. There's something satisfying about it. That being said, I guess you can only do it to an extent. Use them to repopulate the Great Lakes, so sport fishing remains a thing. That's pretty cool. Strongly. Alright, I'll need to make sure that these actually work before I go too far. Everything you make is vertical, only use ground for mines. I mean, that makes sense to save your ground for things that have to be built on terrain. I haven't gotten very far in the game yet. Like, this stream world is the farthest I've gotten, and I haven't even started earning blue coins yet. Okay, so these are outputting now. Let me build a farm for cloth, or cotton. I guess that's one of the benefits of using cotton for building your assembly lines is that I know cotton can travel in chutes, which will make it easier to move around, but I actually need to get some. I don't have any in a shared inventory right now. Further protection goes on top. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, I haven't done that with my city yet, but I plan on, once I upgrade my base, to build vertically. And I guess, you know what, I'm gonna pause the game, I'm gonna make it unhappy, I'm gonna delete some houses, and I'm gonna start building up. Cotton isn't slowed by pasture time. Yeah, you're right about that, that's another good point. Just doesn't produce fertilizer, but I don't really need that right now. Once I get to that point, I mean, when I finally build it, I want to build a meat and dairy. Wool is good for warm coats, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Would you recommend warm coats or reinforced planks as your first source of blue coins? I know I'll want reinforced planks anyway because you use them for, like, for instance, the specialty goods shop, but also upgrading. So I'll need to build that line eventually, but I wasn't sure when to get to it. Can't see what I'm doing because these text blobs. Go with remedy, economy, category, potion, solve, spellbooks. What is, oh, remedy is the actual item name. Made at kitchen, worth 2. Just water and herbs, ah, okay, yeah, that does sound a lot easier. That's essentially what I've got with the juice, although the juice doesn't require fuel, and I've got excess manure. Okay. Alright, I have a less unnatural looking mega tower, but still looks a little goofy. Now I've cut my happiness down by deleting houses, but dems the ropes. Alright, and then eventually... Oh shit, they're not upgraded. Okay. Honestly, it's like once I finish this cloth assembly line, I should probably get remedies going before even focusing on the meats and dairy category, because that's kind of just a luxury at this point, although the red coins will be a big help. I have enough red coins currently that I can kind of afford to... Like, I've got some time before I run out on them. Okay. Back to where we were. These are ready. Need to build that farm. Oh yeah, which requires the cotton again. So how do I want to build that? I guess let me look at how long it takes to make cloth from... It only takes 4 seconds. I need, I believe, yeah, just need 1. Okay, so then it's only, yeah, I can just probably build 1 for it. Shirts are a great source of red coins. You are correct about that as well. So I don't need a large farm for the cloth, do I? And if I build it right, I can actually shoot... I can put the farm like here, shoot the cloth, or the cotton through here, and then build the actual workshop over in this vicinity, in this little free space, so that I'm not fighting with my existing lines. I have all these faced this way, since this is where the resources are going to go. a very large farm, will I? I guess I should check to see how long it actually takes to collect cotton. Cotton takes 2 seconds, so one farm will produce enough cotton for this. Getting the images. I am not. I see 3. I have... Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Yeah, Twitch isn't showing me any links. Didn't even realize you were trying to share links. Oh, I didn't realize you could disable this. Well, I'm gonna do that. Okay, let me put some farm tiles down. Honestly, let me line this up so it's a straight shot. What am I doing? Where is farm? There's farm. Okay. Now pause the game so it doesn't actually start harvesting this. Because I don't need a big swath. I can delete some of that grain as well. Not herbs. Cotton. There we go. And farming, farm tile. Honestly, I probably don't even need that much. I can probably get away with like 1. And if I can't, then I can expand, but... Alright, so unpause the game. Plant some cotton. Sent the images to you. Imgur links, yeah, I'm not seeing it at all. But I'm also viewing chat through Streamlabs, so I don't know if that's going to change anything. How long does this take to grow? A little while. Okay. Whispered, yeah. I don't know if I have to be on the actual, like, on the actual Twitch website or direct message. Yeah, I'll be able to look at it at some point. Sorry, I can't really check it right now. Silo. And a shoot. Alright, cotton. And just go over everything. Okay, so it's 1 block too tall, so I'm actually gonna have to make it go up. At least then I can build a ramp. I don't think that'll bump into the block above it. It should be okay. Like just at a point where I can't tell what I'm doing. Alright. That there, that there. I don't think it goes over any other chutes, so I should be able to just use a scaffold block. Okay. And then build actual. Let me clear this and put the actual workshop right here. Oh, that definitely blocked it off. I messed that up royally. Not actually on Twitch, no. I'm on Streamlabs. Streamlabs just kind of hooks... Streamlabs, I should back up, is just kind of like, I don't know, it's... API isn't the right word, but it goes over top of OBS, and it just kind of hooks chat into it, so I don't know if it... doesn't seem like it really accesses all of the same features of it. So I don't think it's not necessarily the actual Twitch chat, it's like its own rendition of it. Whoops, I messed this up. Silo. What did I just do? I just built a grabber over my grabber. Okay. So this should start pumping out cloth. At this point now it's just a matter of bringing everything together. I have everything I need to finish this assembly line. So, how do I want to do this? Build a level with this. I think it's interesting that the game requires that you have scaffold directly underneath things. But if you delete it, you can have free-floating scaffolding. Okay. Cloth conveyor belt. So I need a conveyor belt. So that'll feed that in. Now I need to feed all of these in. And these are producing them slow enough that I can at least have 2 of them share a line at a time. But then how do I get the last one in? I guess I could just kind of go around. Minecraft physics, yeah. Yeah, let's go over. So I'll have this go this way. Each of these can just feed out directly without any issues. And we'll have to kind of go downhill with this one. And they're a little backed up now, so they're running at an artificially high rate, but that's fine. Okay. So I will need a grabber for this. That side's hooked up. Oops. This side will see similar results. Actually, I don't even have to be as ridiculous about this one. Let's do straight conveyor belts. Alright, that'll work. It won't look the nicest, but it'll work. At the end of the day, that's all that really matters. If you get a fish farm going, ointment is another good source of blue coins. Fish oil and herbs. Without the need for fuel. And that could be where... Oh my goodness, there's a ton of fish right here. I didn't even realize. Is fish a renewable resource? Ointment gives 8 blue coins. Probably worth looking into. Because it is right here. I just need to craft some nails. I've got... Where is it over here? I'll get this going so I can actually produce some nails as well. Fish is renewable. Okay, then I guess I have no excuse not to go into that. Let me build a second forge and have it do nails. Fish regenerate in schools. Cannot be destroyed. Okay. That sounds good to me. this way. This is so bad. But it's like full, so I can't reasonably destroy it without causing problems. You guys go get that, and we'll start seeing some nails, which will be the first step in making the boats. Okay, so I can just feed stone out of here into the thing, and by thing I mean assembly line. Not fish from anywhere. Okay, well, I think I should be good with that, but I'll take that into mind and hopefully not accidentally wildly swing my mouse while raising land and then just destroy a shit ton of fish. That'd be a poor way to go, just the earth engulfing your body. How's this doing? Is this we're close to full? No, but we do have at least a couple hundred planks stored up. How do I want to go about? Guess I'll go over this. So I'm gonna hit these trees, so I guess I'm gonna have to go even more up. Let me do that. Can I actually... I can't actually build through these trees, there's no way. Whatever. I can do that and just have it halfway phased in. Okay, so indeed, lined up like this. How tall does it need to be? Pretty damn tall. So I guess I'll just go from there, figure this out in a moment. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think that is actually high enough. Yeah, it looks like it's level. It can be 1 block too high? Yeah, it's 1 block too high. Okay, now I need silos. And conveyors. Alright, last but not least, get a grabber, and then we should start seeing actual production. As long as I put grabbers everywhere that they need to be. It's kind of a big facet. We'll actually be able to see if this works or does not work after that. And last but not least, throw down some lamps. It's part of the town beautification incentive. Interesting. Not interesting, never mind. I'm just noticing things that I thought were peculiar that I had done, but they in fact were not peculiar. I do love lamp. I can't stop myself. I can't help but feel that I have wildly overdone it with these wagon wheels, but I guess I can sell whichever ones I don't end up using. From this point now, I have 2 things I need to do build a stockpile and then build the rest so that it gets sold to my town. So let me do this so I can build a bunch of silos, and then last but not least, on the end have a barn. Wagon wheels are a great source of gadgets. That is true, I saw that as well, and if I am as wildly overboard as I think I am on that front, I might as well figure out how I want to go about selling all of these. Because it doesn't seem like, looking at this, what a wagon wheel's worth, like, only a small amount less. Yeah, a wagon wheel's only worth 20, but you can produce them way easier than you can produce cloth conveyor belts. Okay, I can't build that there. To do it like this. Zigzag back and forth. And from there I'll build my barn. No, I'm doing this wrong. Because I need the silos to be the priority, but then once the entire thing is full, then it will disregard that. So I actually need it to be 2 separate lines. I mean, I guess at the same time, I don't need a massive backlog. Like 500 conveyor belts is probably fine if I'm producing them pretty quickly, which I will be. You know what? I'll do 6, since then it will fit nicely. I'm gonna make these stone as my official barn. Okay. So the cloth conveyor belts will start moving out, but then I have a pusher. Okay, so the barn's gonna start filling up. We'll have a total storage capacity of 600, and then the rest will be sold to the town. And it bothers me that this barn isn't supported, so I am going to delete one of these iron ore deposits to support my barn. There. And now the difficult part, sort of, which is getting it to the general store. I mean, I guess it's not really that hard. Alright. Let me see from here. So this line... Okay, that hits the houses. But I could... Yeah, let's do that. Let's have it delivered to the front of the general store. I have to tell you, building that was a lot more satisfying than I thought it would be. Okay, and I'll use some... You know what? No, I'm going to use ramps to make this go down. Come on. Okay. It's only floating a little bit, and I can build some unevenly spaced scaffold. 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay, it is actually evenly spaced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. That wasn't right. I have to delete that tree. So that iron ore block has to go. I really ought to put remove resource on my hotbar. Alright, good enough. So how's this doing? So it does seem like the limiting factor is my workshop, so I guess I'll throw some more workers on it. Even though that's not like the ideal way to go about doing things. And eventually it's going to be cloth, so I guess I do need to figure out what to do with these wagon wheels because I have produced way more wagon wheels than I needed. Oh my gosh, and I'm realizing I haven't even hooked up these other workshops. Okay, these one, okay. I don't know, maybe it just needs to go through the... I guess I'll come back to this after I've waited a little bit and determine what needs to change and what doesn't need to change. Yeah, because cloth right now is going to be the hold up, and I can artificially speed that up as well, but it's kind of a waste of workers. I feel like I need to get started on at least some reinforced planks so I can upgrade my base and my houses. So I'm starting to get close to my worker cap, and granted I do still have a bunch of people wandering around doing things that aren't important, but like this for instance, I am going to chew through my stone pretty quickly, and I'm actually going to have to end up getting more workers, I would imagine. Although I guess I should probably work towards mines next. So let's do ointments. Got fish, and I should have some nails now. Yes, I have a full barn of nails. Alright. Okay, so I have actually not yet used this. I don't exactly know how they work. Harvest fish. So, what if I put that there, and then put a silo down, and then tell this to take fish and put it in silo? Is that gonna work? It will. Oh my gosh, it gets 8 fish at a time. That's beautiful. Alright, so then what was next? I needed herbs, right? I don't think I have any herbs in my shared inventory, which I forget how to open. Probably somewhere down here. Shared inventory, do you know? I don't have any herbs, okay. So let's find some on the map. There are some right there. Throw down a barn. Feed storage. Yep, alright. Okay, so that'll be going, and then I'll be able to build a little farm. So I need, what was it? Where to kitchen, you had said. Recipe is 2 fish oil and 4 herbs. Okay. Fish oil so this takes 6 seconds, so I'll need 2. I want to get this down to, I want to double this recipe so I can get it going at 3 a second. Damn, it sells for 8 blue coins, that's pretty good. Which means I might also want to scale this so I'm getting more fish, because I think I'm only getting 8 fish per second. And if that might be enough, let me think about this. So it takes 2 fish to make 1. I need 4. Okay, yeah, so I only need 1 boat right now. I just need a farm. I guess I'll feed this into a kitchen right quick. Here, I'll build it over the water. What's nice and fancy. Okay, have it face that way. Be a beautiful restaurant that they can go to whenever they want. Except this tree is in the way. I'll charge them outrageous prices for the atmosphere. Okay, kitchen. Well, let me rotate. So 1 kitchen, 2 kitchen. Probably should build my scaffold first. Alright. One kitchen, 2 kitchen, fish oil. Now I think about it. The output rate. Guess we'll find out if the actual output rate of fish is enough. So I'm trying to remember if the I/O speed of this is fast enough to fulfill my needs, or if I need to have it output from 2 locations. What am I doing? I need that. Alright, decor, a wood bench. Potted flower. Caught fresh daily. By our Amish fishermen. Alright, yeah, no, we shouldn't have a problem with this. It'll take a little bit, but yeah, that won't cause any problems. And build the other kitchens directly above it. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's not gonna let me. I feel like I haven't run into this issue before, but maybe I guess to be fair, they did literally change the way that highlighting happens in an update that happened, like, today. So maybe it didn't happen before. Oh goodness. There we go. Oh, fish oil. And then these will be the ointment ones, so I need to produce 8 in 6 seconds, but realistically only 4 in 3 seconds. I guess I can build my farm over here. First and foremost, let me get the output going for this. Gotta give them shade. What would be a good block to give them shade? Yeah, I'll just do stone. But it'll be an awning. There, look at that. I think we're thinking the same bit of universe. Am I doing paths? Cloth conveyor. Grabber. And silos. so that'll provide that. I'll place the farm. I feel like I am underestimating the amount of space I need. Let me double check this, because I know I had looked earlier. You know, now the more I think about this, I probably won't need to... I wouldn't need to increase the number of workers if I just actually increase the efficiency of this system. The farms take 3 seconds to gather an herb, so I actually need 4 farms. But as long as I'm careful, I can fill in this river, and then I'll have plenty of space. Flatten up. Okay. What have I done? One side of the river was higher than the other and I didn't realize. Hilariously enough, flattened up can also be used as flattened down if you do it from the correct location. Not gonna mess with it anymore. I'm more inclined to mess it up than I am to make it look nice. Resources. Okay. So arms. Do this in kind of like a square shape. Can make it in line with kitchens. I'm gonna have to lower some land. Alright. Buildings, not buildings, farming, farm tile. I feel like I should build a barn that is priority over these for the time being, because I have a sneaking suspicion that I will want more herbs in the future and will be frustrated by my inability to have them at a rate that I deem sufficient. How long do herbs take to grow? Seems like a little while, but hopefully this will be fine, because I do know the bush has quite a few in the resource tile. How do I do this? I guess that way. First and foremost, do this so I can get the resources out. Just use silos there. Come on. Grabbers. Oh, I need to make sure that these are set appropriately. What is your problem? There you go. That is interesting, though. You can tell a farm literally to only apply fertilizer, although applying fertilizer and water seems like an odd decision for just a farm. Okay. I do, even though it will ruin a lot of my systems, I kind of wish they made watering... I feel like watering and fertilizing farms doesn't play as important of a role as it should. I feel like a way to do it would make it so that those actions don't take away from the harvesting action, but then severely penalize you if you don't do it. So like, make it so plants take a really, really, really long time to grow without it, or not at all. I think that would make the farm system a little more engaging and more of a puzzle. But as it stands right now, watering and fertilizing almost seems like an active detriment to do. Come on. Get 1000% productivity. They regenerate faster, but your farms take time to do that. Does it really end up balancing out in the end? Oh, when you get to 10,000% productivity. I get what you're saying. I misread the message. Yeah, I figure if I get to that point, though, or once I get to that point, it'll, you know, my current systems will not be sufficient anyway. Did this wrong. People are collecting them ridiculously fast. Yeah. Someday. Farms in here. They'll just be floating in the sky. Sky farms. But this will allow me to actually have a backup supply of herbs for later down the line. Oops. Okay, 100 houses, 16 categories, 1600% activity. Elemental energies and Omnistones, which I noticed Omnistones on this, but I haven't even gotten to a point where I've begun harvesting anything magic related. Alright, so these barns will fill up, but then we should start seeing ointment output. I'm gonna save for a second. Honestly, options, video, frame rate. I'll just make shadows lower. Turn off anti-aliasing because I'm starting to get some lag. Holy shit, the game just like shot to 1,000 frames per second. Well, 60 because it's capped, but that's beside the point. So these guys are broken. They were collecting something, they're not collecting anything anymore. So I'll put them on the wild carrot journey. Okay, to business. Is this actually working? No, it isn't. Why isn't this working? Because these aren't full yet. Yeah, I figured that'd probably be an issue. Goodbye, lamps. Yeah, when I saw how detailed the lighting effect was, the thought crossed my mind, but I couldn't resist. That being said, I think in the long run, I will have a better time if I get rid of these lamps now. I'll just have to find a different decor item to fall in love with. Although it is going to be difficult to beat the lamp. I think that's all of the lamps. Yeah, if I find more later, I'll delete them later. Okay. Is this working? I guess I'm not going to know for a little while. Because I need to actually output this to the apothecary. Let me think. The rate on this is 1 every 4 seconds. Currently, cloth is what's holding it up. So I can absolutely begin selling these wagon wheels. What begs the question, though, is how do I want to sell the wagon wheels? Because I probably just put them on this assembly line. I mean, they'll probably want... Well, of course, they're feeding to the wrong place anyway. I can't can't use that assembly line for the ointment, at least not without filtering it off later, which is probably more effort than it's worth. Really didn't consider my apothecary position when I did all of this. I guess if I plan on building the houses vertically at this point, I can put the apothecary over here. And then I can just build like the specialty goods store over there once I get to that point. Apothecary. Throw it here for now. Hopefully don't ever have to move it. You know what? No. This is going to go on the second story. This is going to be a second story building. It's like a real skyscraper. Beautiful. I do like the design on the apothecary a lot, although it doesn't fit as much with the other stuff. Okay, but anyway, assembly line. Let's get this fixed and then I'll worry about selling wagon wheels. Okay, that can make it go here. Use a silo to get it down to level, just because, I don't know, silo aesthetically goes with the apothecary relatively okay. And what is the level that this is actually on? This is lower than this line. So in reality, it might actually be level with the apothecary, but I guess we'll find out. Risk it for the biscuit, otherwise I'll have to delete all of this. It's so far out I can't even mouse over it correctly. Here we go. Okay, the apothecary is exactly level with the kitchens. You know what, I'm gonna keep the silo because I want the silo. No, that's stupid. Alright, goodbye silo. And now we can build these assembly lines. I'll start getting blue coins. I should probably rebuild my school so I can start researching mines. So I deleted my school. Time I'm putting the remove resource on the hotbar. Guess I'll put it over 7. Sure. This is working, getting blue coins. People are happy about it. I finally got their medicine. Is this working? Yes, this is working too well, I think. I guess no, it's just that these had a pretty big backlog on them, so eventually it'll straighten itself out. How is this doing? I've actually, because I've used so much scaffold, I've reduced my overall storage from where it was at before. I mean, it makes sense, but... Okay. Books. School. Where do I want to build my school again? I guess I'll build it over here for now. It doesn't really matter where I build it, honestly. Delete these guys. School. I guess, honestly, I should put it in an area just out of the way. And put it way over here in the middle of this lake. Alright, so I know for books you need paper and leather. Let me just throw down a workshop for the moment so I can look at its recipes. 4 paper and 1 leather in 5 seconds. So 4 paper is where we're gonna... the system is gonna take a bit. I need to build the school so I can actually have that. Island school. I don't need... Okay, paper does take 5 seconds, so I do need 5 of these. And I guess... so output this way. And I'll just roll the logs into the top, probably. Or roll it from the back. Built this like way too close to the edge, but it'll be... I build my pasture in the water because it doesn't need to be on terrain. And I'll just need to supply it with some food. But let me think. Okay, so should be able to get away with 4 items. Would be 2 items in 2.5 seconds. It might clog my conveyor if I do it. So I want my workshop that will be building the books to be in the center of this mess. I can just have it output straight into the school. paper is actually back on the menu. Probably want to research railways, since I know that you need to research railways to get mining. And mining is what we need. So paper, that is planks. I won't actually need as many foresters this time around. But then after I get this set up, I really need to go and look at getting my wagon wheels situated. Hopefully that's fine. Alright, foresters. How many do I need? Takes, what, is it 2 or 2.5 seconds? I guess if I place one, I will find out. Forester. Select recipe, takes 2 seconds. So I need 8 logs in 5 seconds. So this creates 2.5 logs. So I'll need, I guess I will technically need 4 foresters to maximize output. Do I really care about maximizing the output on this? I don't think it will matter. And I guess I'll do it just for the sake of it now. Let me destroy all this wheat. Do I need to have, because this is by a bunch of natural trees, once it consumes these trees, will they be destroyed, or will it replant them like it does with the ones that you put on tree planters? Buildings. Forester. Stop regenerating unless you place tree planters on them. Okay. Oh, I can place it on them currently. Okay. Alright. That makes life easy. This is probably excessive, but I feel like doing it, so I'm going to. Plant tree. Alright. Now I have to actually get the logs out of here. And of course I did this before, but I'm going to need to actually clear them at least a couple blocks away from each one. These ones go out. Tree planter, that is not what I want. I just realized I could manually apply water and fertilizer if I wanted to. Although that sounds like that would get very tedious very quickly. Silos. Okay, at this point I can reasonably just have each silo feed into a different... These have names. Lumber mill. need to unpause the game because all of my about to run out of scaffold and planks and shared inventory. Let me go back over here and increase the throughput of that setup. This can be a little obnoxious, but it will speed things up, I think. I guess if I actually have it running constantly, that would make life easier as well, but just throw a second layer over top of it. Pathway, there. And grabbers. That will help things out slightly as far as getting items to and from where they need to be. Anyway, back to business. Unless I didn't do that correctly, which there's a good chance that that's the case. It looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. I just am running out of planks. So I can crank up the speed on this. And I can't really because I need the workforce. One, two, three. So this will feed that one, so we'll feed this one, so on and so forth. Come on. Goodbye, tomatoes. That'll be fine. Shoots. Get some grabbers and we should be good to go. It'll be fun because we'll actually get to watch all of the logs go flying down. This should start outputting paper, which will fill up this, and now I need my pasture. That's not what I wanted. Still not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Pasture. No, I forgot I can't just do that. Otherwise, I mean I can, I guess. I just put a grabber on it. I have to make sure the pasture is not facing it, because otherwise it'll pull the manure as well, which I don't really care about right now. Pasture. I didn't think about this. How many... Oh geez. What have I done? What have I done? I pressed some buttons and I didn't know what they did. So 1 leather takes 4 feed in 8 seconds, so I can just upgrade this pasture. Go, that should be fine. That's just a matter of producing 4 animal feed. Grabber. Set it to only grab leather. Okay. Probably need to clear out some resources, or fill in the lake, I guess. I don't know why I chose to build over water. In retrospect, seems like it was a terrible idea. I know there are fish in here, but there will no longer be fish in here. Goodbye, fish. I remember when I was a kid in high school, island school was a thing, and it was basically like you'd go to some island out in the middle of nowhere, and you'd learn marine biology, and it seemed like the coolest thing ever, but it was also ungodly expensive, so it didn't happen. But it seemed cool. This is not flattening. Flatten up. Oh, it's because there's scaffold, so it's not going to let me. Alright, whatever. So if I need 4 animal feed in a 5-second time frame, how large do I need to build my farm? I only need 2. Have 2 of these fully stocked. So I need 4 animal feed, which is 8 wheat in 5 seconds, which is 3 operations worth of time. So I need 3 farms. I'll definitely want to pause before I put these down. 4 farms capped by 2 mills. Okay, I'll do 4. I'll copy the shape that I had. Only grain, please. No tomatoes. Tiles. No, don't grab that. Some of these will actually be naturally watered, which is nice. Okay. Side. Alright, plant the wheat. And set up the output. These lines are just completely full of logs, which obviously makes sense, but just looks silly. Okay. Now grain to build above. know what, let's give this some spider legs. So it's actually supported. Stone-capped spider legs. Alright, grain mills. Set to animal feed. Come on. And I'm realizing now I'm going to have a hard time getting them down there. Okay, never mind, not really. Let's have to be smart about this. So, can put that there. I built that wrong, so that's going to make it a little difficult. I guess I didn't really build it wrong, because that was the side that I built first. Whatever. There you go. And then two. Have it feed from these. And also on this side. Just feed and kind of hook around into these silos. That's the wrong direction. Alright. Grabbers. Okay. Now we should be fine. Just need to put these on the ground. I think this will work without causing problems. Guess we'll find out. You think you need my intellectual property rights? What is that supposed to mean? Okay. Now we should actually be outputting leather, which means we'll be outputting books. Okay. Perfect. And now the school is researching railways. And this whole system is actually going to wildly outpace what the school can handle. We need more people. We can't... Oh, I'm at my worker cap. That's a problem. That's a problem. I guess I can start by getting rid of all of these people who are just gathering carrots. Probably don't need them. employees to the school. I need to build more schools. There we go. And you will also research railways. And hopefully I will use my books at a reasonable rate. Okay. Decor. Put some pretty flowers in front of the school. And a bench. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so this should be doing what it's supposed to do now. And we shouldn't have too much of a backup. We're not. We're no longer producing too much knowledge, so that's a good thing. How do these work side by side? I don't exactly understand it, but get rid of these guys. Don't think anyone else is there, but now that this is officially done, I can delete this whole setup. And I can delete these guys. And that barn. And now I've freed up quite a bit of space over by the base to build. But it is now 4 a.m., so I think it is probably in my best interest to cut the stream off here. Can always use K to find workers. Oh yeah, that makes some sense. Okay, that is good to know. Thank you, Bit of Universe. It's been a good time. I've learned some things. Thank you for all the help, Bit of Universe. Smash, I still don't know what you mean by needing my intellectual property rights, but sure. I'll see you guys around. It's been a good time. Good night, all.